What's up, everybody? Welcome into Cart Path Only. Tim Tully, Scott Atwood. Pumped to bring you episode 2 here on a Sunday night. Scott, great to see you, my man. Know you had a busy weekend.
Great to see
And we
you
got
as
some
well.
absolutely, man. And we got some pretty good feedback last week. Had a lot of people reaching out, asking questions. Really excited to hear the feedback early on from the Cart Path walkers, Cart Path riders. We say we're still working on that. We're gonna get to a point, but yeah, awesome first week and really excited for what we have for episode 2 here.
Yeah, I would say we really appreciate it. We're definitely working through some speed bumps in the road, but or in the cart path, if you will. But we'll get it figured out, and just appreciate everyone following along so far. We've gotten great feedback, and a lot of people saying they're excited that there's a New England golf podcast. I feel like people feel represented, so there's some good New England representation coming from us as well.
That man, yeah, big week in New England here. Mass Am, Aiden Emmerich with the win, his first Massachusetts championship. So congrats to him over there at Winchester Country Club. You and I took our stab at that at Peabody Meadows. If a couple breaks, who knows? Maybe next year that could be me with you on the bag.
Yeah, yeah. I follow him on Instagram and saw just the wave of posts, congratulations posts. But yeah, congratulations to him.
Dude, there were some crazy shots out of there too. Like the Mass Golf account, I think Nomic was in a maybe with Emmerich. I don't remember what round it was, but he had like an unreal like spinner back inside of the guy who's playing in a playoff. Like it's just nails. And to go and like be an accountant on Monday after that week, it must be quite the quite the switch up for a guy like
I
that.
mean, that many golf holes too. Like that's just a lot of holes. How many holes do they play over how many days? It's a lot.
I think to win, it's 36 to qualify, and then it's match play bracket of either 32 or 16. So, I mean, that's 5 or 6 rounds, I think, if you make it to the finals. So that's pretty gritty, man. It's pretty
Yeah,
gritty.
it's a
And
lot.
what an awesome course. Winchester's just spectacular.
It looks sweet. I gotta get out there.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's not going to have muni conditions for you. That's going to be pretty sweet.
The dog track, so that'll
Speaking
be
of
sweet for
yeah,
me.
so speaking of the dog tracks, man, take me maybe not dog tracks. I know you played a couple new courses from Thursday through Sunday, and you got a big trip planned this weekend. So give us a little bit of rundown of what you've eaten off the menu and what's on the menu for this week.
Yeah, I went to a place Fenner Hill this week. They had like a really weird green on the or a really weird grass on the greens. It just rolled horribly. I have to say, like you'd hit a putt and it would just put the brakes right on instantly. I don't really know what it was, so didn't love that, but it's an alright spot. Really cool property, like really cool, just on top of a hill, and not every single hole is just straight up or down. There's a lot of dog legs, a lot of blind shots, but of course it's alright. Insane food in the clubhouse.
Really, what'd you get?
Sensational food. Chicken pesto parm, phenomenal.
Ooh,
And then Connecticut National, one of my favorite courses around. Tim, you gotta get down there. Places like Ball Strikers Paradise. Keep the ball in the fairway, like you can go low, but you get into the fescue, you're just completely toast. It's like woodsy fescue lines, just beautiful course, but conditions are fantastic. Greens were rolling great for a public course. Greens were fast, and I was like, wow, this is special. So I was pumped with that.
that's
It's
awesome,
like an 80
dude. Talk,
$80 track.
dude. Take me into this chicken parm pesto parm. Was that a turn meal? Was that an after meal? I hope it was an after meal. That sounds a little
So
heavy.
I played 36 holes in a day, which for a lot
Okay.
of people they're like, why are you doing that on a weekday? But I gotta get content in for people. I got like a
Yeah.
whole content schedule. I gotta figure out which states I'm going to and all that. So like, it's a lot of work. Got 36 in over the day. Got 2 courses in. So the second course, I gotta stop in the clubhouse, get good food. And I saw actually, I go right on the Apple ratings. First review, I see clubhouse food fire. Have to try it.
Yeah, it sounds absolutely sensational. I played
I
a
know you
little.
were out in Colorado. What did you get into this week?
Yeah, we played. Went to a bachelor party, hanging on by a thread here on Sunday night after my flight this morning. Went to Red Rocks last night, saw the Avett Brothers, which I wasn't familiar with. They were pretty
Pretty
sweet,
sweet though.
played some good music. Wish I had known more of the music. I think if I saw, like my wife went to NoahCon on Friday, I've seen Zach Brown a bunch of times. Like, if it was somebody who was, like, really in my pocket, I think it would have been, like, the best thing ever. But even though I didn't know them, it was awesome. We played Thursday, right flying in, played Fossil Trace, which was really cool. I would say it was either the easiest hard course or the hardest easy course I've ever played. Had a bunch of birdies, had a couple doubles. Conditions were really nice, like the fairways. And I feel like every time I play out in Colorado or Arizona, like the fairways are always really nice. The greens are always really fast. The greens were super fast here. The elevation certainly aids that. One of the slowest rounds of golf I've ever played in my life. Like, this poor kid who flew in at the same time of us was like, "Oh, just hang out in the clubhouse while you play." And we went to make the turn at like 3 hours or 2:45, and he was like, "Sweet, like we ready to roll?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm getting a hot dog. Like we're in between 9 and 10 right now." So he ended up getting dropped off and walked in with us for the last handful of holes, but it was sweet. The elevation is just such a nice boost. I had on Arcos 9 of my 14 drivers were 324 plus or something like that. My buddy
Yeah, it's the
Lucas,
best.
who crushes it, had a couple like 360, 370 balls. The guys in front of us were really slow, but there was a group in front of them. We kind of played like dumb and hit drivers into the last like 6 holes and drove over 2 of the greens into two of 17th hole. Could not find my ball. My ball mark was in the middle of the green. So I think we might have clipped it while they were on there. But I apologize. I said, hey, I don't know where this went, but it was slow, man. I'm fortunate to not play a lot of slow golf, so
Dude.
my frustration was ticking. But like I said, bachelor party, have a couple beers, get a little something to eat. So good to see my buddies, and the long round was actually nice because we don't see each other very often. So we got to catch up, shoot the shit, and play a really
Carpath
good
only.
course. I think I don't know if I regret the Fossil Trace versus Rain Dance after this, but I definitely would recommend it if you could play like not at like peak time on a Thursday. If that makes sense.
Yeah, the issue with Denver, I lived out in Denver for a while, so I ran the public circuit for a bit, same thing. Every single place, more than usual, books up so incredibly fast. It is insane. It is just every course jam nonstop. You could drive 2 hours outside the city and it's the same way. And it is just the slowest experience ever. That's not just a you thing, it is everyone.
There's also there's just not a pace out there, and I don't even think that's a golf thing. It's just not as busy and fast as New York or Boston or Connecticut or even where people are hustling and bustling around. There was a lot of it's cart path only too because it was water restoration or water protection, whatever. Guys in front of us who were nice guys, we talked to them, but my man's looking for his ball on the right side of the rough and then walking back with no club to the cart, getting the cart, practice swings, ball doesn't go in the air, back to the cart to get a different club, and we were losing it. But it was fun because the guys behind us were nice, 40, 50-year-old guys, and we were just all right, we'll all just tee off together and you can watch us in the fairway, we'll watch you on the green, and we made a game out of it. Almost my buddy Fred actually almost had an ace. It was 2 feet on, I think it was 16. And we were all pretty
impressive.
Close. I was 4 or 5 feet. I missed the birdie, so I didn't really want to talk about it. But guys behind us too, so that was a lot of fun to do together. And yeah, definitely a fun track. Definitely a fun track.
Really cool course. Definitely a cool course. Yeah, very slow and a little interesting.
Yeah, I miss my guy Dave out there, man. I got to find the newsletter. I'll post it with the one of the clips this week.
Everyone was asking about Dave. I've had multiple people ask to have Dave on their podcast.
I gotta find him, dude. If I could, he might have gave me his number.
He's a bot. He's got to be a bot. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't have his number. I could. He definitely doesn't have mine because he thought my name was Joe.
I never give anyone
government officials, man.
I never give anyone my number.
Can't do it, man. Can't do it. All right, sweet. So we had got to play a little bit. I had the pleasure of watching the Scottish Open, the back nine, and probably the last 13, 14 holes on JetBlue today. Happy to see my guy Tom Kim get a win. Dallas-based guy, so he counts in my Cowboy crew for sure. Love him. Fitzpatrick made it close. I thought and was hoping that it was going to get pretty gnarly at the end. There was a lot of guys within 2 or 3 shots, but it felt like if he stayed at 17, go out and shoot 64 on a Sunday when you're in the second to last group, you're probably going to win that tournament. But Fitzpatrick, 69, felt like he had a lot of putts he could have made. It didn't feel like the course was really running like it was earlier in the week. I only got to watch Thursday. But unfortunately, I think the big story isn't really Tom Kim winning. I think it's the fact that Scotty Scheffler was playing public golf and private golf on a Saturday and Sunday this week.
In shorts?
The week leading up to a major.
Yeah, he was in shorts.
He was in shorts.
Just in street clothes.
I don't know. He was probably still out in England there, Scotland there. So that would be a pretty sweet, he's not stressing the cash. He knows his game's fine.
What I said...
It wasn't like he went nuclear, right?
I commented today on the PGA Tour's post, or actually it was the Open's actual official page, and they had Scotty playing out their practice rounds today, and I was like, honestly, I think Scotty just sandbagged the Scottish. He kind of did the member guest sandbag. I think Yip Strickler... I think Yip Strickler needs to investigate Scotty Scheffler, because I think Scotty Scheffler is just sandbagging, and next week he's just gonna be like, all right, I was kidding. It was a joke the whole time, and just was trying to get practice in while you guys were, working away at the tournament.
Dude, there's anybody who can do it. Yeah, I saw Ted Scott with his new champion golfer of the year bib that he's gone on there for the Open. So yeah, pretty cool, man. Good for Tom Kim. I just watched the end of the IMSO,
Isco,
ISCO, where
Stephen
Fisk got his
Fisk.
second win in the last 365 days. Pretty good for him. My man
Dude.
missing that putt. I mean, that was crazy too.
Glover, the 3-foot putt. Yeah, well, I don't know. He's probably angry.
And also Fishburne. I don't know. Fishback. I don't know.
Yeah, Patrick Fishburne.
Dude, the putt, he had the putt to win, and he was like, I'm going to hit this hard. But you got to hit that at the cup, man. Like, that was a ball and a half outside. It definitely bounced on him, but like...
Yeah, you can't be giving up the cup there. Like,
But once you miss that putt, it's over. Like, that could have gone 10 holes, and like, he wasn't going to win. It was over at that point. So...
I turned it on right at the end.
W, man. I got a notification. I didn't even know there was... I was sitting at Five Guys picking up dinner, and I was like, oh, I'll throw this on, eat some peanuts. Didn't make it through the whole playoff. I had to do YouTube TV in the car.
Even better for Tom Kim, though. Absolutely crazy. I didn't realize, but it had been 1,000 days, and not only that, he got down to 150th in the official world golf ranking. And I know everyone's like, oh, he'll be fine, but I'm like, I don't know. I think his status might have been a little bit shaky because I don't know how next year's PGA Tour schedule is going to work out and how the rankings are going to work out and with the two tours. But he might have been...
That's interesting about one thing is it's a DP event, right? So he won't even get... I don't think he'll get
full point
points. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
And I think if you win twice on the DP, you get tour exemption because that's how Patrick Reed got his way back in. But I don't know if there's another DP event for him to win. But I think that win in the rankings world will hold him over for a while. So yeah, good for him. And always good to win right before a major and a big major this weekend at the Open Championship.
Massive one. Your guy is, I guess kind of defending his title at Birkdale. Jordan Spieth.
Got to do it, dude. Yeah, it's
coming out party.
That was it, dude. That one over the cart barn or the shed, whatever the hell that was, man.
But this could be his comeback, This could be meant to be.
I mean, look, I'm telling you, Jordan, I'm gonna go Blade this week for you. If you're going Blade, I'm going Blade. We're gonna do it. We're gonna lock in. If he rolls out there with a mallet, though, like, how do you not empty your bank account on Jordan Spieth to win this weekend? If he's got one of those Scotty center balance mallets, like, that means he's clear in the mind. He's free. If he starts out hot, maybe he's got a chance, but that has not happened in a while. Or Friday hasn't been good if he has. Maybe
he needs to talk to Wyndham Clark's mental coach, because something with his head, like, he could be up by 7 strokes. And he's just going to put a drive 4 holes over, no matter.
Dude, he's playing dad golf. I know all about it. You make 3 birdies in 4 holes, and then you just, like, forget how to play golf for 6 or 7, because you're like...
I'm the best golfer in the world.
What's going on? Exactly. So you're either there, or you're like, man, I need to play more golf. But I think he's probably playing enough golf that that's not a problem.
No, I think he's got enough money, and, Under Armour is taking care of him. He can golf whenever he wants.
He'll be around, man. He'll be around. So who's your pick? I think I kind of like where you're going with the Scotty, like, getting a couple extra days there. I think this is a Rory week. He kind of fought back today, had a great Sunday, always kind of hangs around. Cam Smith is always like a Open Championship guy, but I think, like, if you were doing a heads up, like, I think this is a Rory week versus Scotty week. As much as I'd love Scotty to win, I would hope even on Sunday afternoon, if they're tied going into 18, that Scotty wins. But in that weekly battle, give me Rory this week, coming off a awesome round today on Sunday for my top tier guy. And my sleeper, I mean, everybody's gonna say Tommy Fleetwood. Basically, I feel like everybody says Tommy Fleetwood is like their second tier guy for every single tournament, and he's only...
I have him as my winner, which is crazy.
He's your big one.
But he used to sneak onto the course at night. I don't know. As a kid, he's the hometown hero. Come on, he's got it.
How did that work? But how did that work out for Keegan Bradley at the Ryder Cup?
It does. Well, everything is a home game for Keegan. Keegan had a home game over in Scotland.
Yeah, Scottish Open, because Scotland played in Boston and Keegan grew up in Vermont and he's a Red
Sox
fan.
That's right. So and Rory's on Boston Common Golf, of course.
Exactly. So technically, that was a home game for Keegan Bradley. So glad he got to go and see the folks. Good for him. That's awesome. But yeah, so you're going Fleetwood. I'm going Rory. Who's your sleeper this week?
I'm gonna go Tom Kim. I know it's a kind of a cop out, but he's still in the sleeper category because like he's never won a major, first win in a long time. But I'm like, guess I gotta go with him because he's gonna contend. He contended at the U.S. Open. He just crushed it, down the road. I'm like, I don't know. He's gonna get a top 10 at least. He's gonna be up there. He's gonna do his best to put his name in the hat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb here too for like you can't say John Rahm is a sleeper, but I think this could be a live winner. Like a Cam Smith.
Interesting.
It could be it's probably not gonna be a Bryson week.
Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like somebody with a little like grit to him, but also pounds it. Like I like Rahm, but that's a cheap pick. So let me give you like a deep cut guy. You know who hasn't been playing well recently, but I am a big fan is Jacob Bridgman.
Yeah.
He's awesome in major championships. I believe he's been top 15 in his last 6 majors, which for a guy you don't hear about a lot, he might be the best putter on tour other than Sam Burns. Burns could be a good pick too, but give me Jacob Bridgman. Doesn't hit the ball super far, but hits a lot of greens. These are big greens. If he has a week where he gets hot with the putter, I like him for like, if you're going to do your like 20-10-5 parlay, like give me Bridgman in the 20, give me Spieth in the 10, and give me Rory in the 5, and that's probably going to bang you out like 9 to 10 to 1. So
I like that.
There you go.
I like that.
That might be my only pick this week.
Up next, first round leader up next, Matt Fitzpatrick all day. Give me Matt Fitzpatrick. He's going to just, crush some nice low drives, nice low ball flight. Get out there and lead the clubhouse. He might honestly be up by like 3 strokes after day one.
I'm going to take a guy that I don't like to watch play golf, and mostly because I don't like the way he dresses. I don't like the way he swings. I don't really like how he wears his hat, but Bobby Mack, dude.
Bobby Mack.
Robert McIntyre, good Sunday round today, was in contention. Kind of guy who can get hot, obviously knows how to play links golf. I like him for a first round leader and then kind of a simmer as the weekend goes on.
I like that. Yeah, no, he was hot like yesterday or today in the Scottish Open, and he just really fell off.
He plays a lot of great golf. Like he's a lot of these majors, like he's one of the guys that's in the running every single time, but
he's a beast. He's a unit. He can just nail the ball, good ball striker. He's just always in there.
He needs to go to Beaverton and get refit at Nike. Like, they don't have his sizes right. Maybe he likes it a little loose, but he doesn't go performance. He goes that, mesh fabric, like the Green Bay Packers. Like, I'm not about that, so maybe we can get him some nice, sweater fits this weekend out in...
Yeah, not to judge another man's appearance, but he's a bit of a homely guy. He's not one for the looks.
All right, moving on to things that might not be for the looks. It's our shrink and grow segment. Last week we had some great feedback there. A lot of people agreeing with me on the potential shrink for the lab putter. I agree. That's why we're down here and, I can actually give you a look at the basement HQ here. We got the green. I just had to unpack my guitar. Got all the extra wedges. So we'll be rolling it down here with the Scotty out of the bag. But, I think that was good feedback, but I know you have a couple you want to throw out there today, so let's fire it up.
First of all, I see Course Maps in the background. Shout out Course Maps. Absolutely love that guy.
Dude, awesome. My wife got this for me for my birthday one year. It's Andover Country Club. Love it.
Yeah, I was messaging him 2 days ago. I think that's him.
Yeah, really nice. It's like wood. Looks awesome. Haven't hung it up. It's been down
here
for 12 months, so I'll get to it at some point.
Back to Shrink or Grow. Did you give a topic?
Yeah, I'll lead it off. Something that and this will relate to my golf round. And it's funny because it was probably caused by the name of our podcast, which it was Carpath Only, but shrink not bringing a club to pick up the ball, to go to your ball. If you're in a group of guys, one guy doesn't play golf, if you're the guy who golfs, it's your job to teach the other guys you're with how to play, etiquette-wise, right? Whether it's Carpath Only, whether it's driving the cart, whatever it is. These guys in front of us, they had one guy who could play and 3 guys who didn't know what the hell they were doing. And they're looking for balls on the right and going back across to get the cart path. Dude, here's my rule of thumb. If you're cart path only, particularly if you're in a course with a GPS, click where you think your ball is, bring your rangefinder, and take the 3 clubs that surround that yardage, right? The one that you think is good, 1 more and 1 less. Bring it there, hit your shot, and walk forward to your buddy who should be driving the cart up to his ball. Because if you don't know that rule, you're probably hitting it shorter than the rest of the guys in the group. So shrink not understanding how to play a round of golf. And also shrink like the anxiety you have when the group in front of you is playing slow and there's another group on you. Like even when you know it's not your fault, like I hate that like feeling of like, oh, I gotta get moving there. And then you're rushing just to sit and wait. So yeah, shrink not telling your buddies how to do the right thing.
That situation has led to so many par 3 putts where I'm sitting on the green, my ball's on in one. I might be 10 feet away, and the other group is sitting there on the tee box, and I crumble. I'm just sitting there looking, I'm like, these guys are ready. I can't even line up my putt.
That's a great point. Yeah, that feeling, I hate that, like when you have guests at your club or you're playing with guys that don't golf a lot or whatever, and you're like, I like it better at a public course like that where I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, I paid to play here. I'm waiting for these guys. It's obvious. If you want to go scorecard for scorecard, like, let's go. I'll split up and play a match with you right now if you want to, if you're going to give me a hard time.
See, that doesn't...
All right, that doesn't faze me at all.
That doesn't work for me, though, because a lot of these courses, people know who I am, and I get, like, a comped round or, talk to people in the clubhouse. So they're like, this guy's... They're like, if this guy's the problem, if it's his group, I get paired with randoms and it's my fault. Anyways.
Yeah, and you have you'll have your camera out or whatever. Like, yeah, that jacks up the anxiety.
It kills.
The stadium pulse gets pumping on that.
Brutal.
For sure.
Brutal.
What do you got for us?
I am gonna go shrink on scrambles.
Okay.
I've always liked scrambles, but every single time, and I know this is the classic, every single time I come into the clubhouse, there's always someone in the clubhouse that's just like 18 on. And I had a scenario earlier this year that I thought about that just made my blood boil, where I'm with this guy who's in the NHL in my scramble or whatever. Guy absolutely bombs the ball. He's hitting it like 330, so I'm like, all I need to do is just chip or like hit my approach shot. I'm like, I don't need to do anything here. And we come in at like a respectable 13, 14 under, and we weren't even close to the lead. And I'm like, I just don't understand how these people at these long courses are playing this off. And I come into the clubhouse and it's these like ugly dudes that don't even have their polos tucked in. I'm like, yeah. There's no way these guys are coming in at that.
No. And so I couldn't agree more in that regard. I think if you're playing like a big money scramble or a big charity scramble, like get a 4-caddy with each group or have a 4-caddy on each hole. Just something that's like, Barstool Classic has started to do that because of, allegations and issues. But like growing up, I used to 4-caddy in a tournament and they would like strategically put guys with different groups. And I never really understood why until I was a little bit older. But like it does add a level of that. Like I don't really know where you cheat in a scramble though. Like, are you just taking an extra putt? Are you like I've been a plus. I'm like a 1.5 or something like that index. Like I've played a lot of scrambles. I've had scrambles where I've hold out for eagle. Like I don't know if I've ever touched. I think like 60 is the best I've ever. Probably like 57 is the best I've ever done to scramble. These like fat guys, like high school football coaches or whatever, that coming in and you're like. Not high school football coaches, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
guys like drank more than they swung all day, and you're coming in, you're like waiting to the end, and you're like, this one group that has a guy who's got his glove on the wrong hand. They're all of a sudden winning this tournament at 49. Like, I hate that. One thing out of scramble though, I will say that I love that they don't do a lot of places anymore is the raffle. I love the scramble raffle where you get a certain amount of tickets and you get to put them in the bucket for what you win. That's electric. So
I do like the raffle, but like.
Grow the raffle, but shrink the scramble, or find a way to enforce it, or institute the playoff. Like make the scramble 15 holes. So here's my charity scramble fix. Make the scramble 15 holes. Everybody comes in, you count the cards in the shotgun, and then you play sudden death playoff with the top 3 teams. So if somebody comes in at 52, there's a group at 53, 54. Send them out there in front of all 200 people who will absolutely love this. It'll be the highlight of their day. They got their beers. Somebody, a sponsor could sell this as the, cart path only playoff. You get people jacked up. Go out there and you know what? Let's see where your money's at, man. Let's see where it's at. If you went out and shot 49, you should have no problem making 3 birdies in a row to win a playoff.
Fairways should be lines. Fairways should be lined. Green should have just, full crowd. Bring out lawn chairs, maybe.
Yeah, send them back to the tee. Just line the first hole or the 18th hole, whatever the best, gallery is at your course, and let's see them duke it out. I love that. I would give up And also, it makes it a shorter day because, like, you play 6 hour scramble, you just want to die at the end of the day. So, like, make it 15 holes. Nobody cares that they're not playing 3 holes. And whatever you are under par, find a way to math it out and do it. So, that's my fix. But I definitely, yeah, shrink, dude. Nobody's breaking 50 in a scramble. You know, you could have 3 or 4 scratch golfers and, like, maybe you get there. But, like, Bryson DeChambeau is on a 2-man team with Tony Romo and Steph Curry from the Red Tees, and they're not breaking 50. I would take that 2-man team versus a 4-man team as schmoes any day of the week.
Yeah, the construction guys from, no disrespect to the construction guys down.
No, I do love construction workers, so I'm going to keep...
Oh, I love construction work. No, I love construction workers. My boy actually works in construction, and he's awesome.
And he plays an honest scramble.
He packs lips all... Oh, he's horrible at golf.
You know who you are, shooting 40s. We're not going to out your profession, but you know who you are. All right, rolling through. Your gem of the week, man. You played new tracks. What do you got for us this week?
Gem of the week is Connecticut National. Place is phenomenal. Beautiful views. Amazing track. Nice variety. Bless you. No gimmicky holes, really. Like, the 8th hole is like this big downhill par 4 that's kind of drivable, and it's a little gimmicky, just like very odd. You kind of lay up to a 220 layup zone or something like that. So it's a little weird, but otherwise just phenomenal layout. You can get after the course if you're hitting your shots, but if not, you're gonna hit a lot of triples and quads.
What's your 1 through 10, or what's your how many shots under par? If you're looking at your average day, right? You're shooting 72, or the course. What do you score the course?
I think it's like a 69. Like, it's a good strong round, and maybe not the longest course, maybe not the hardest course, but like, you're going to be in contention after day one, maybe, if you're on the PGA Tour, but you're not going to be the top dog, but like, you can't beat the value there. And then on top of that, you never know. It's a breakout star. They have a new clubhouse coming in. How about yourself? Have you even seen any online?
For Fossil Trace, I'd probably give it a 74. I thought the conditions were awesome. I thought the views were sick. The holes with like the boulders in it were awesome. But like really easy par 5s. Like I think I birdied 3 of them. Couple like drivable holes, but like just the weighting and the way that goes with so many par 5s, short par 5s. A lot of par 3, like it was a 6-6-6, so 6 par 3s, 6 par 5s, 6 par 4s, and like that's 18. I went to a state school, and so you're like have all these times, and you have all these guys who just aren't getting on a green or aren't driving green or waiting. So that puts it up. I had a great time with buddies. So yeah, 2-3 over par for me there out of Fossil Trace.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a tough one to get out to and get a quick round in.
Yeah, and moving on to kind of our last segment here. Like, if you're a public course jamming 8-minute tee times onto it, shame on you. Like, I'll pay an extra $5 to have 12-minute tee time breaks, if that's really what it is. Like, it's just such a killer, man. And, like, also, like, don't have the ranger coming up to me. If I'm on the green and the next guys are on the tee, like, if the ranger even looks at me, I want to lose my mind, dude. Like, I want to be like, go look at the scorecard, dude, and, like, lose my mind, right? Like, so I'm stroking course rangers at public golf courses, because if it's slow everywhere, it's slow everywhere, and I promise it's not my fault. So
yeah, I'm not a fighting guy. I almost got in a fight with a ranger one time about that, but that's a story for another podcast. Anyways, who am I stroking this week? I'm not gonna say what course it was or what the person's name was, but I got paired with this random during the past few weeks, playing at a public course, and the guy, it's like a Tuesday. And the guy, every single green is like aim pointing. He's walking laps around the green. He's like laying down on the green. He's licking it. He's like spending 45 minutes every single putt. And I'm like, dude, like it's Tuesday. I know that, I do this for work kind of, but just like hurry it up. I don't want to swear, but I'm like, oh my God. He's like Patrick Cantlay with like Brian Harmon with the waggles every single shot. I'm like, dude, like all that just to shank it like 20 yards off the green to the right. Like, give me a break. Yeah, so it was just mad.
Mad if you're that guy. Like, you take all that time and you think you're fixing. You're just thinking too much, dude. Just go out, shoot free throws. That's the whole game.
Every single putt, I started just not lining up. I just walked up to it as fast as possible.
Well, then for you, yeah, exactly. Because then for you, you're like, we're slow. I got to make up the time, right? And that's not fair. Like, you're trying to have a good time, you're trying to enjoy the course, and like now you're worried about this guy's 89 versus 88 that he's going to text this group chat about. Like, dude, just relax. Everything's we're out here to have fun.
I've been getting allegations that I'm just horrible at golf. I have a lot of haters on the internet now, so I can't be like slow at a course and having people see me because I'm like,
Yeah.
people know. Like I've had people point at me and be like, "Oh, that's the course review guy." I'm like, I can't be like making a fool of myself. Plus, like people go up to watch you drive, whatever. I'm like, I can't mess this up. So yeah, I'm stroking that guy.
We'll
who
have
is
to
just,
get one. We'll have to get, maybe we'll get some 2-on-2 matches against some listeners who are talking shit. We'll
I've
play.
got some guys who would love to play some matches. I got some good haters. I have a crew of haters growing.
That's great. We'll sign them up. Sign them up. We'll see you on the tee box, fellas. Yeah, so that'll do it for this week. Scott, any last words before we sign out here?
No, I'm going up to Vermont tomorrow. Super excited. Super excited for the Open. Hot take: Bryson DeChambeau is going to miss the cut.
5 in a row?
Yeah,
4 in a row?
not going to be good.
All right, I'll give you my
got
hot
anything?
take. My hot take is Jordan Spieth's going to win, and everybody here is going to have to apologize. That's how we're going to end this week. Send in next week. When we post the pod this week, we're going to put a mailbag button in there, put some mailbag questions in. We're going to recap the Open Championship, and we're going to set you up for the rest of the summer on the PGA Tour. For Scott Atwood, I'm Tim Tully. Thanks as always for listening, watching, subscribing, and telling all your friends about CarPath Only.
Thanks, guys.